The pure desperation by the anti-tariff crowd. Man, I just been having a great time reading in the morning about the various tariffs and taxes and whatnot. It's just been a lot of fun. I've been reading mostly about chicken exports from America to other countries, and they're responding issues that go with it. So I want to show you this. So this is funny as hell. So let me build the foundation. So in 1960s, basically the 6 common market countries, essentially the predecessor to the EU, put an import tax on chicken imports. All right, so from the United States for many reasons. All right, so the many reasons. So in response to that, in 1964, LBJ put a 25% tariff on pickup trucks coming essentially from France and West Germany, if memory serves. I can't remember, but there are basically 6 countries that essentially made up the common market. And LBJ, in response to their putting a tax on our chicken and a tariff on our chicken, we put a tariff on their pickup trucks. All right. So that started in 1964, as ever known as the chicken tax. Not because we tax their chickens, but in response to them taxing our chickens, we tax their pickup imports. So let me show you. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. So let me show you what happened next. So here's a Cato Institute, and Cato Institute is pretty righteous. Not God, I've been a fan of the Cato Institute, but this very libertarian, and why are pickups so expensive? And they say, blame the chicken tax. Tariffs on imported trucks leave domestic manufacturers with little competition. All right, this was written in 2022. So let me just show you what I posted on my LinkedIn page, because this is so dumb. I'm sitting there thinking right here. So this guy says, owning pickup truck has become harder to reach for middle-class households. According to the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, again, this is 2022, mind you, prices for new cars and trucks, so new cars and trucks, were up 12% from a year earlier, and prices for used vehicles a whopping 40%. Now, remember, he's throwing cars and trucks in here, but what's his article say? Why are pickup trucks so expensive? Blame the chicken tax. Fewer units are available on dealer lots, and Ford has been forced to suspend orders altogether for its lower-priced Maverick pickup trucks because of production shortages. Contributing to the shortages and lack of affordability is a 25% tariff on pickup trucks that dates back to the trade dispute with Europe in the 1960s, which I just told you about. So he's blaming the tariffs from 1964 on pickup trucks especially, but he also throws in their cars as well, because we all knew that there's lots that had no vehicles. Used cars are going through the roof, but he wants to attribute this to tariffs for pickup trucks. The absurdity is just mind-boggling, man. I'm just like, oh, come on, Cato Institute. Stop this. We've had the tariffs for, hell, I'm 54 years old. This was 6 years, but for 60 years. Are you saying just out of nowhere? In 2022, we just suddenly saw this tariff that made cars go up in value, 40% used cars, and the tariffs are only on pickup trucks. I mean, this is just insanity. Anyway, so I thought it'd be interesting. Remember, NAFTA was created in 1994, signed by Bill Clinton in 1994, to make a common market for U.S., Canada, and Mexico. All right, so of course, getting rid of tariffs would make the CPI go down, right? Inflation, because tariffs are inflationary, we're told. Getting rid of tariffs were inherently, I say, disinflationary. I mean, if tariffs are inflationary, we get rid of tariffs, inherently we're going to have less inflation, right? Let's see what happened in Mexico in those years. So we're going to look at the Mexico inflation. And we're going to start in 1993. Mexico inflation is 9.77. We can even look at 1992 and see. We say, okay, 1992 in Mexico had inflation of 15.58. All right, so we had high inflation in Mexico in 1992 and 1993 before NAFTA. In fact, I'm just curious. Let's go back to 1990. I have no clue what's going to be 1991. 22.84. All right, so we had inflation going down the years before NAFTA. 22 to whatever is 15 to 6 or whatever it was. So inflation is going down dramatically in the 3 years before NAFTA. 1994, NAFTA came around, all right, and let's just see what inflation was then. Now, remember, it hasn't really been instituted yet, so inflation was only 6.97 in 1994. All right, so the first year of NAFTA, what happened to inflation in Mexico? Because remember, getting rid of tariffs is going to make prices less, so it would be disinflationary. 1995, inflation more than tripled. Wow. The first year of NAFTA, inflation went way high. 1996, what's inflation doing in 19? Whoa, what? I mean, that's more than it was in pre-NAFTA years. 1997, what's going on here? 20%. Wow. Okay. 1998. Let's take a look. 1998, 15%. So in 1998, we're back to where we were in 1993. 1999, let's take a look here. And we have it flipped back to 16%. Wow. So if we go back to 1990, I think it was 1993. No, 9.77% in 1993. In 1992, I think it's 15%. So with all the free trade, we've had 4 or 5 years of NAFTA, and we can still see inflation 16.67, higher than it was before NAFTA. Very interesting, very interesting. You can't say, well, it hasn't been factored in yet because we've had now 5 years of NAFTA. 2000, I have no clue what it is. Let's see. Oh, back to 9.51. Well, that's good. Can you attribute that to NAFTA? I don't think so. I mean, 2004, inflation is lower, 4.68. Can you attribute that to NAFTA? Well, how long did it take for NAFTA to kick in? Maybe there's something else you can attribute the low inflation to. Because Japan had low inflation, as well as the United States had pretty low inflation. Maybe there's other things that are happening other than just tariffs. And if you're going to use 2022 the price increases on trucks, and then casually just throw cars in there as well as a reason for tariffs increasing prices, that seems kind of silly to me. So remember, we got rid of NAFTA in 2017, I think. Let's take a look at what inflation, 6.04 in 2017. There's Mexico, remember, our friends in Mexico. 4.9 in 2018, 2019, 3.64, what? 2020, 3.4 in Mexico, 2021, 5.68, what? Way low, 2022. 7.89, well, we have a reason for inflation in 2022 because we had mass inflation here. If you say that's because we got rid of NAFTA, I'm just going to laugh at you. 2023, 5.55. 2024, what happened? 4.72. So far this year in 2025, it's only 2 months in, 3.59. It's almost like there's a cause of inflation outside of tariffs. Wonder what it is. Maybe it's supply disruptions. Shocking. You can't say it's government spending because government's been spending like drunken sailors for years and years and years and years. I'm just thinking it might be supply shocks. I know that's crazy talk there, Josh. But the idea is tariffs. Come on, man. Come on. In fact, what we'll see here is, and I haven't looked at the price of chicken in Mexico, but you'll see Mexico tariffs on chicken were to drop to 0 this year. This is in 2003 under the NAFTA. Instead, 100% emergency Mexican tariff was in place for 2003. And don't forget, this is the same time that Russia banned chicken imports as well. All right. And what happened to the chicken prices? Did they go through the roof? No, they did not. I already did a video on that yesterday. Let's see. So we'll be extended through the year, after which the tariff will be steadily reduced before reaching 0 again in 2008. And now this is Mexico, specifically chicken. Before NAFTA took effect, U.S. chicken exports to Mexico carried a nearly 4-fold tariff, 400%. That's kind of weird. Now, did getting rid of NAFTA help exports? Unequivocally. No one could disagree with that. We exported our chicken to Mexico, and what did we import from Mexico? Labor. We basically destroyed mom and pop farms in Mexico. And I posted that also too on my X page, my Facebook page, and LinkedIn. And it said we imported their labor. Is that what we intended for NAFTA? No, we did not. Snaky. These anti-tariff people, very, very snaky. Sneaky, that's the word. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. These videos typically don't get a lot of views because people are just not that interested in tariffs. I get it. I am, because the economic model is broken. That's just fact. Love your thoughts. Smash that like button, and we'll see you. God bless.